Welcome back, boys and girls. So we're going to pick back up in the mid portion of this paragraph. So brothers Alahupa and Haskar were fighting for control of the empire. Their father, Sampa Inca Hanaya Capic, gave each brother separate parts of the empire to rule. When the empire died, both brothers wanted to rule the entire kingdom. They were fighting with each other when the Spanish arrived in South America. The year was 1532 CE. Francisco Perazo, a Spanish conquistador, was exploring the Pacific coast of South America in search of gold. He led his men through deserts and other snow-capped mountains. The conquistadors were delighted to find that the Incas' swaying suspension bridges were strong enough to support their crossing on horseback. When the Perazo arrived, he found the city of Cuzco weakened from fighting between the brothers. The Spanish joined forces in the favor of Huascar. They imprisoned his brother Alahupa. Knowing that the Spanish had come in search of riches, Alahupa made a deal with the Spanish. He offered to fill his prison cell with gold and silver in exchange for his life. The Spanish agreed. Then, at the 11th hour, or the latest possible moment, the Spanish changed their mind. They killed Alahupa and kept his room full of treasures. The Inca civilization began slowly and lasted barely 100 years. Civil war had already weakened the Inca Empire before the Spanish conquerors arrived. European diseases killed 40% of the Inca population, quickening the end of the empire. When the Inca Empire ended, it was the largest pre-Columbian empire in the Americas. Descendants of the Inca still live in the Indies today, carrying on many of their traditions. And our last page, so it talks about Mancapuca, which is also called the City in the Clouds. Its crumbling palaces and temples are perched on a mountain ridge high in the Indies. Built in the 1400s, Mancapuca Panchu probably served as a royal estate and ceremonial center for Inca emperors. Mancha Pucha is one of the world's most important archaeological sites. Located 45 miles from Cuzco, the Inca abandoned Mucha Puncha before the Spanish arrived. Hidden in the mountains, Spanish conquerors never discovered this gem. It remained widely unknown until 1911 when Melchor Ortega, a local Quechua speaking man, led American archaeologist Herm Bagham there. The Inca left no written records of their empire. Archaeologists must rely heavily on such sites for clues about how the Inca lived. Today, tourists made their strenuous climb along the Inca Trail just to watch the sunrise over Mucha Pancho's surrounding peaks. So that is it, boys and girls. What a story. All roads led to Cusco. So let's move on to our next portion of our lesson, our word work. Okay, so in the chapter, so our word work today is over quarrel. In the chapter, we read, however, a quarrel between two royal brothers nearly broke down the Inca Empire. Quarrel means an argument or a disagreement. For example, my sister and I often had a quarrel about whose turn it is to do the dishes. So, boys and girls, my question, and what you'll answer and type here is, what part of speech is the word quarrel? And great job, boys and girls. We finished our reading lesson for today. So now we're going to take a break, log onto Schoology so we can go over activity 12.3. Let's go.